Good morning. Hi. Sorry for the. Okay. Didn't go in my room. Okay. We're we're just getting organized. Hi. Good morning. Good morning. There. I think you can. I think it's good. Cool. So good morning. Um. Wow. I've had almost feels like a day in the hour that I've been up. So how are you? How's everybody? Yesterday, I had my first Zoom class with some of the regulars and a few non-regulars, but dear friends, and the Wednesday morning crew, and it was really fantastic. Hi, Gabri. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe that's Christina. Hi. Um, And yeah, I just want to say I'm going to keep doing these sort of one way where, YouTube, or now I realize you can do it on Instagram, like amazing. And also to encourage you, if you're able to join for the live class on Zoom with me, Amy, this morning, Prue is going to do one all the way from Australia, which is like a dream come true, to be able to sort of have her as part of our teaching crew. So if you're able to join for that, I really encourage you to. It's pretty special to be able to see each other and to share a moment before and after class and through the class connecting. But for now, here we are in this way. So go ahead and find your seat. We're going to start seated this morning. It was the full moon, as you know, apparently the biggest of the big moons, super moons, 2 nights ago. And one of my practices is to track the moon and to track my own cycle, my own menstrual cycle. And it's something I've done for a bunch of years and has been really helpful for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons is that after having my second child, my cycle, which had been truly like clockwork for my whole life, all of a sudden went crazy. And it's been years, and what I've discovered in tracking the moon and in tracking my cycle is that actually there is a rhythm, and my body does have its own rhythm, and it's not maybe this usual 28-day rhythm, but it's got its own flow, let's say. And I want to invite us this morning to just tune in through this lens. So for women participating this morning, you might join me in that, and I'm going to guide you kind of through how I do it, which is also inspired and supported by a book I read during the winter holidays called Do Less. Actually, I should show it to you. It's really, really fantastic. I cannot recommend it enough, by Kate Northrup. And it's really taking this approach of following a lunar cycle and recognizing that women's hormonal cycles differ from men's, and recognizing that our culture, our society is really structured around a male hormonal cycle, which is 24 hours. And that what Do Less focuses on is really taking a lunar approach. So maybe some other time I'll share more about it, but I really just go check out Kate Northrup. She does a great job of explaining what she does. So let's check in. Enough talking. You can bring one hand onto your heart and bring your other hand below your belly. Let your belly be soft. And just feel the softness here. Let your eyes close. And find your breath. Notice if you're carrying something from yesterday, a thought or a conversation. Maybe you had a to-do list and you're bringing something or you've brought something from yesterday over to today. And just for now, just for this moment, can you set aside whatever you're carrying and just trust that what you need for today you'll bring with you. And just start to notice the quality of your energy right now. Notice how your body feels. Notice how your mind feels, the quality of your thoughts. And then drop your attention now into the space beneath your hand on your heart and just tune in. And from this place of awareness, just plant two questions. First question is, where are you right now in your cycle? And if you're not sure, that's okay. There's 4 phases. And we'll start. The first one is the menstrual. So if you're bleeding right now, and the next phase is this growth phase. And so moving towards ovulation, the luteal phase. And so maybe you're there, or maybe you're in the ovulatory phase, which is this real phase of outwardness, of communication. It's in the moon phase, it's the full moon. It's where we are with the moon right now. And the last phase is this releasing phase. It's the shedding. It's before. Excuse me. It's not. This is the that's the luteal phase. The space between the ovulation and the bleed. And so wherever you are, wherever you sense yourself in a phase of rest, a phase of growth, a phase of outward expression, or a phase of release, just notice that. And then the second question is, what do you feel like doing today? So we'll have our list of to-dos, of maybe obligations, commitments. And it's amazing how many commitments we can make for ourselves, even as we're all at home. But what do you really feel like today? What would really support you where you are? And then what is one way that you can honor that? So for me today, I'm in towards the end of my menstrual phase. And right now, what I feel like doing is being outside in the sun, how I feel most days. I feel like spending some time creating something with my children. And so one way that I can do that I will do that today, is to, as we do most days, take our picnic lunch outside in the grass. And we'll do some little Easter decorating. So simple. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. as you come into that awareness of what will support you today amidst all the other to-dos. Let's bring your palms together. Take a breath in and a breath out. If you bring any other intentions with you to your day, just press the thumbs into the sternum, bow in, welcome yourself. Honoring where you are. Releasing your hands down. And as you open your eyes, just spread the arms out wide. Take your arms all the way up. Oh, take the palms towards the sky. And release it down. Good. So again, do less and mix up the phases, whatever. I'll prepare a little more and maybe do a little guide through that. But honestly, Kate does such a great job. So I recommend going with her. All fours. I'm going to adjust this just a tiny bit. Or not, because it's good. Okay, all fours. Inhale, bring your gaze forward. You can send your seat back. I'm just rocking a little bit here, side to side, just finding my roots through my fingers. And then go ahead and reach yourself back. Just take a simple child's pose. You can come up onto your fingertips, let your forehead release down. Find your breath in your back. Inhale, come back up. Tuck your toes, exhale, dog. And shift forward, all fours, inhaling. And exhale, back to tucks. Inhale, coming up all fours. Exhale, dog. And just keep flowing with your own breath. If it's faster or slower than mine, no worries. Just go with your rhythm. See if you can reach your heels towards the earth. One more time, childs. And hold in dog. And bring your feet together. And just take your left leg straight up behind you. Point your toes to the ground. Reach through your heel, right heel. Reach through your left heel, big toe mound, little toe. And place that foot down. Switch sides. Place your foot down. Walk your feet forward. Come all the way to Uttanasana, forward fold. Little bend through your knees as you need for this first one. Just grab hold of your elbows, let your head release. Find the weight in the center of your feet. Bring your hands to your hips, elbows to the sky. Lengthen. And then come all the way up. Stretch your arms up. Hook your thumbs. You can shift over to one side. And come back to center. And shift over to the other side. And come all the way back. And go ahead and just fold forward. Let your fingertips come to the ground. Bend your knees as you need to. Lengthen. Ardha Uttanasana. long spine. I'm really feeling like wagging my tail today, so you might want to join me in that, wagging your tail. And then let's step the left foot back and come into a lunge. And if you need some support for your hands, use a block or some books. In fact, I'm going to go with my blocks today. They're so conveniently right there. And then as you exhale, you can just straighten that front leg. And as you inhale, come forward. And this is a really nice time to work with your Ujjayi breath or with just a nice even breath. Well, next time your front leg straightens, just let your head release. You might turn your fingertips back towards your back foot. Release the forehead towards your shin. And then walk your hands back onto your blocks. Step your back foot forward. Inhale and lengthen Ardha Uttanasana. And step your right foot back. And again, just moving with breath here. And last time, just folding forward. Here you can let your belly scoop. And really let that head release. Tuck your chin up in. Walk your fingers back. You can be up on your fingertips and sourcing from earth right into your center. The muscles on your legs are lifting. And then come back. And this time, if you have your blocks, just move them. Come back, dog. And shift forward plank. Just hold for a moment in your plank pose. Maybe reach back through your heels a few times. You feel the support come from your navel. And then lower down to the earth. Come up, Sphinx pose. Elbows come underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide. Toes are lengthening back. And here I just play a little bit with softening the space between my shoulder blades, letting my heart release, keeping the neck soft. And then really grounding through forearms, through fingers, through toes, tops of the feet to find traction on the spine and then lengthen the spine. And bring some space in between each vertebra. Lengthen the sternum away from the belly button. Keep a little lift beneath the belly button. And then go ahead, interlace your hands. So palms are moving together, toes tucked. Just lift your seat for a sec and press down through your forearms. Come up into a little plank pose, forearm plank. From here in your forearm plank, you can walk your feet in. Come to a dolphin plank. Just find the tips of the shoulder blades coming onto your back. You can pedal out your legs. I need to a little bit here. Reach back with your chest. And then place your knees down. Keep your toes tucked. Come to sit all the way back on your heels. Maybe you're getting warm like me. Just sitting back on your heels for a sec. Good. Is this getting easier? Maybe. Roll through your shoulders. Lou, if you're here, I can imagine you doing this with all that biking and running. It's probably challenging, but super awesome. Take your hands back, interlace your fingers, and then just reach back. Just feel the chest widen, and then give a little zip, just a little tone of the navel. So if you are like me right now and you're on your menstrual cycle, you want to be pretty easy with any lifting around your base. A little tone is A-okay. And from here, we're going to exhale, bring your forehead down to the mat. You can lengthen your toes here. Forehead down on the mat. And then as you inhale, just roll to the top of your head. Lift your seat a little bit and exhale, come down. This should feel really nice. It's like a massage for the top of your head. You are putting weight on your head, but it shouldn't hurt your neck at all. Alternatively, if it's too much with your arms lifted, you can just bring your hands down so you have a little bit more support. Okay, just one more time. And come back, tuck your toes, reach your hands forward, and come back, downward facing dog. Then bring the feet together. Take your right leg behind you. Find that nice long line. Reach the left heel down. And then let's bring this right leg forward. Okay, so I'm going to bring my back knee down. I want a little bit of release on that front thigh. Take your arms up. Reach the arms alongside the ears. Just finding support in the back line of the body. Little twist, elbow comes to the outside of the knee, palms come together. Sometimes I like to play with that top hand like a fist, and then wrapping the fingers around the bottom hand. You can tuck your back toes if you want a little more heat coming into your body. Lift that back leg. Maybe turn your gaze and look up to the ceiling. Breathe all along both sides of your ribs. Release down. One more time, take your right leg up to the sky behind you, and this time just open the knee up as your left heel reaches down. This is going to turn your body to the right. So see if you can keep your leg open, but turn your body straight to face the earth. Roll through your ankle if you like. And then release. Bring that foot down. Shift forward plank. Move through a vinyasa if you like. Cobra or up dog. Coming back to downward facing dog. Bring the feet together. Take the left leg up. Start by finding that length, support all the way through the fingertips. And then step that foot through. Pause for a moment. And then lower your back knee. Lengthen through the back toes, finding your way up. Sometimes I like to come out first so I can really get some support. So the legs scissor together, the outer hips hug in. And then as the arms float up, I find have a little more support to settle in. Yeah, these first lunges, first poses, whatever. It's really not a pose. It's more of an experience. You're just finding kind of where I am right now. Yeah. So it's not about going to any sort of extreme, but really just about being with yourself, noticing where you are. It's kind of like a check-in. For me, these morning practices are how I Yeah, how I check in with myself. I get so much information. And you might notice if you're doing it with me now, at least twice a week, that you really start to get a sense of like, how am I? Let's twist it. Okay. Pull your left hip back a little bit. Bring your right arm over. Find a fist if you like. And then go ahead and lift that back leg by pulling it in a little closer. If you really ground through your front heel, you'll find that it draws your seat, your left seat underneath you. Your sits bones move a little closer towards each other. Lift to the earth, release, take that left leg back behind you. Right heel roots down. Just taking a nice open hip here. Turn the armpits towards one another. Soften your jaw, soften your face, roll your ankle. See what feels good here. And then place your foot down. One more time, float through. Bring your knees back down. Good. You can sit with your toes tucked if you like for a sec. Grab a sip of something. Time flies. Good. Let's just take a little twist. I'm going to get into the hips. Carla, if you're here, this is for you. Find something to sit up on. Carla asked for some hip stuff. Okay. Cow face, or if cow face is too much first thing in the morning, you can do like a thread the needle on your back or just seated here. But I'm going to go for a little bit of, that feels awesome. I'm going to start here. Yeah. So start here. You can sit on something or not. I've got my right ankle across the left knee and just sitting up nice and tall. So here's option one, stay here if you like. Option two is to bring the left foot to the outside of your right hip and your knees one on top of the other. Knees one on top of the other. And sitting up, feet can be nice and active here. Good. And then you can find that length as usual through the sides of the body, but sit back a little bit into your sits bones. So notice the difference between really pressing and sort of overarching, and especially if you tend to have more of a natural big lordotic curve, just sit back. Good. Shoulders soften away from the ears. Take your left elbow up to the sky. Just press up. This is a really nice place to give yourself a little massage on the back of your neck. Just to check in what's happening with your face. And then to reach hand back, either clasp your fingers or just stay with the first position. And then I'm going to twist. So starting from the belly, just twisting towards your bent knee. So twisting towards the right. And then you can release your hands. Bring your left wrist to the outside of your front knee. Turn and look behind you. Stay rooted through both sits bones. And just feel where the breath wants to move here. And come back to the center. Good. If you were in the here, sorry, I'm gonna give you, I kind of let you guys hang in here. If you're here, I'll show you now. You can do it and then catch up on the other side. A nice way to twist here is to, actually, I would come off of the cushion and to let your right foot come to the ground so everything stays the same. Everything stays the same. And you're gonna actually turn away. So it's just a different rotation, but you're gonna turn away from your knee and look back around. It's gonna be so sweet on this whole left side. Yeah. It's funny, these are, at least the last couple ones have been really more like yoga-ish practice. That's just what's happening. And that's the thing, right? Is that when we're really practicing life from a place of being connected with what is, with how we're feeling, then we adapt. And that's, I'll give another plug. That's a lot what this great book is about. It's about like paying attention to where you are specifically in your cycle. Yeah, that's the lens that Kate Northrup offers, and I think it's a great one. If you're coming into cow face, join me. Just make sure your knees are really connected one on top of the other and your hips are even, your sits bones are even. Take your right elbow up, so opposite elbow up. And then sit back. Get your breath into your back body. Give yourself a massage while I wax on about the importance of paying attention. Why do I wax on about it? Because it's like a moment-to-moment challenge for me. But when we start to really orient ourselves from that place, then, we make decisions like in the morning. So I've got my morning practice. So what am I going to do? And what do I need? Right now, I need to move some stuff around to feel a little less stuck in habitual patterns of thinking. That where I've been feeling, go ahead, take your twist. I've been feeling pretty resistant, really noticing resistance as we go deeper and deeper into the cave of quarantine. And so while I'm giving myself time to be with it, also like a lot of it's just not helpful. Take your twist. Hence the twisting. Have you noticed? A lot of twisting, a lot of inviting release. We know what happens up in our brains gets stored and experienced through our bodies. So move your body, move your brain. Go ahead, come back to the center. Remember, if you were in the figure 4, you can take that other nice twist. Go ahead and just come off your cushion. My sweet brother-in-law reflected that he really liked the cross-leg down dog. So let's do one of those before we finish up. So rock forward. And I love these too. So your left leg is going to be in front of your right. And you're just going to find the balls of your toes rooted in the ground. You can shift forward and take kind of like a half plank, half up dog. Just notice if it doesn't feel great on your back here, stay more in a plank pose, really pressing the legs towards one another. Root through the big toe mound that you're Sternum lift away from your belly. And then come back and just switch sides. Take your right foot in front now. Turn the armpits towards your heart. Ground through the index finger knuckle all the way up through your fingertips. Keep support through your navel. This is really important. Keep support through your navel for your low back. And then come back. And then just uncross your legs. Regular old down dog. Knees to the earth. Child's pose. You can bring your hands back. A little bit more love for the upper back. And give your head a little rub. Reach your hands back, give your feet a little rub. Come all the way up. All right, just come to sit on your heels. All right. What can I say? We're going over in half an hour, so but I'm still doing my practice. So hang if you want to hang. If you need to head out, head out. Much love. Let's pull a card. We haven't done that this week. Let's see what's in store. Animal spirit. Should we do it? We haven't done it for a couple weeks. The last one was so spot on. Animal spirit cards. The wild unknown. So love them. I'm going to do a little shuffle. And as I'm shuffling, you might take a moment and hand on heart, hand on belly, check back in with yourself and just notice how you feel right now. So how's it going? Some people are sharing how they feel. Hi, Mammy. Oh, Sandra. Hey, and Sonia's here. Oh, my brother is here. I have to tell you guys, he just started a podcast. I'm gonna have a plan to do a whole thing on that, but I'll tell you right now, it's called Mankind Podcast, the Mankind Podcast, and it's beautiful. I'm so proud of him. So we'll share more about that. I'll share more about that, but go check it out. Memmy, oh, I miss you. Okay. Sandra, I'm dreaming of being able to follow these movements. Yeah, Sandra is with child. You know what, Sandra? I can do a more appropriate practice for someone who is great with child. But if you're still here, you can at least pull a card with me. Sandra and I Sandra works with the Desire Map. And anyway, that's where I discovered these cards, was in a Desire Map workshop. Okay, so check in with yourself. See what's coming up for you, how you're feeling. And let's ask a question. So if you have your own question that you're seeking some guidance on right now, a good kind of question to ask is not so much a yes or a no, but for example, the one that I often bring is, what is the energy that is required right now? Or I might ask a question, if I'm feeling resistance around something, then the question would be, where is the resistance coming from? Or how can I support myself to move through this challenge or this obstacle? Yeah? So it's a little bit more specific. And if you have a question, go ahead and ask it. I'm going to ask one on behalf of myself and all of us, which is hmm, which is in this moment through this next phase. So through this next lunar phase until the new moon, since we've just come through the full moon, through this next lunar phase, how can I serve? How can we be of service? How can we serve, support ourselves and each other? Hmm. Lion. It's great because I've not ever pulled the lion. At least I don't think I have. Where's the book? Where's the book? Where's the book? Lion. It's for my Leo friends. Scooter, my brother, he's a Leo. Let's see. All right, ready? Lion. So each of the cards has, if you're just joining in, we pulled a card. We pulled a card that is going to give us a sense of what is the energy that is required for us to serve in this next phase, in this next lunar phase. Lion. Oh, patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. Every time, it's just right. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their word and action. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. Hi, Mitch. Mitch, we just did the cross thing with the down dog. You're going to have to do that on your own. When in balance, the lion is the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn, too serious. To bring into balance, daily meditation and friendship. Oh, okay. So this is what is required of us right now. At least this is what I'm asking. This is what came through today. Wild unknown. During this next lunar phase until the new moon, what is required of us is self-mastery, is friendship, is daily meditation. And in a minute, I'll share with you a really wonderful way we can continue to do that together. And mastering the fire element, being observant, stealth, and precise in our word and actions. Not wasting energy or resources. So where are the leaks? One of the first leaks we started our practice with is just noticing, what are you carrying with you that you don't need right now, that's not serving you? Yeah? What are you carrying with you that's weighing you down, that's wasting energy? I shared with you, for me, it's a lot of resistance. And so when I notice that resistance come up, first I accept it. At least I try to accept it. And I connect. Sorry, before the acceptance is that bringing myself into a state of connected with love energy. And through that love energy, being able to accept that part of me that is feeling resistant. And then to connect back into, okay, what is the next step? And the question that always is my next question is, what is the most loving thing right now? What is the most loving thing that I can do right now? So that's a lot. I hope this is helpful for you. Let's close with a really short meditation. And I'm going to invite you to join me tomorrow morning with my teacher, Stephen Thomas, svarupa.yoga, svarupa, SVARUPA yoga on Instagram. He's doing at 8 o'clock our time, Lugano time, Zurich time, a meditation on the Mahamrita Jaya mantra, which is a beautiful mantra and one that maybe somebody will tell you my story of it. But it's a releasing mantra. And maybe we'll chant it. I'll chant it for you now. And I really recommend coming into this space that he offers. It's very different from what you'll feel with me. There's an incredible level of groundedness, such a base. You'll feel it in his voice. You'll feel it in the space. And it's a wonderful way to get that daily meditation and that friendship that is being asked of us right now. So go ahead and find your seat. Just let your eyes close. Let the breath release. Hands on your body, low belly, heart. Tune in with now what you're bringing into your day through your practice. The sensations, the feelings and thoughts. What's the quality that you've cultivated through your practice? Connect back with what is that one thing that you are going to do for yourself to support what you feel like doing today. For me, it's being in the garden, doing some art projects with the kiddos. And you might take a moment and just presence yourself doing that thing in that space. Go out into the future a little bit. Bring the feeling you have right now with you. Feel yourself there right now. And then come back into this body, this moment, this space. And notice if there's any residue, anything left over that needs to be released. And recognizing, honoring the natural cycle of everything. We talked about the lunar cycle in particular, that flow from rest, dormancy, into growth, into bloom, into release, and back again into rest. Wherever you are right now in your personal cycle, you can tune in where we are as a collective, which is in the blooming phase. And I'll chant, you can join me if you like, the Mahamrita Jaya mantra. And this chant is about honoring that cycle, in particular the release. Bringing your palms together if you like. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyamamritate Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti. Shanti. Namaste. So, as I said, if you would like to continue with that mantra, with friendship, with meditation, join me. I'll be on the other side, on where you are, with Stephen, my teacher, Svarupa Yoga tomorrow morning. That's funny. Hi, pal. My husband's here. He's in the other room. Weird technology. Um, and so we can continue. We can continue to rise up and serve in the ways that we're called to, which right now is self transformation, spiritual and personal mastery. Not a small order, but together, we can manage. We can do it. Have a beautiful day. Take really good care. Enjoy doing that one thing that you set for yourself to do. And if you want to share what that is, and maybe even share a photo, we can use the social media outlets we have to connect. And I'd be really curious to see what you all are up to. Big hug.